Jennifer Lane here with Jello Lane Designs. Today's project is this cute pot of roses. The middle of the roses are Dum Dum suckers, so we're using this for a Valentine gift, but you could really use or give this for any occasion and just change the sentiment here on the little banner. I am offering a couple different ways to get this kit minus the pot. Unfortunately, those don't mail nicely, but I will go over and show you how they come and where I got them. They're relatively inexpensive. First way that you can earn this kit is to place an order for $25 using the hostess code that I have listed in the description. The second way is to go to my Jello Lane Designs Facebook page and like me. And if you're already part of that group or like me on my Facebook page, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, leave a comment, and that will also get you this kit. Like I said, all the kits will come with everything that you need to make this minus the pot. You will unfortunately have to get that locally at your local dollar store or craft store. So let's get started. First, I'm going to show you how to make the flower. This is relatively easy. I used the Originals Flowers Spiral Flower Die. Boy, that's a mouthful. And I like to use tweezers for this project. You could really use anything, like the end of a paintbrush, a pencil, something like that that's round that you can kind of roll, break down the fibers of the paper. So you need to start out with one of these flowers cut out with your Big Shot. And then we are going to hole punch right here in the middle. And I have made a mess on my desk. And for a second there, I lost my hole punch. So you're just going to punch a hole right in the middle there. I am using for the leaves the Fun Flower Punch. This is in Garden Green, and you're going to punch a hole in the center of that as well. So you start out with this end here, because as I said, this is the beginning and this is going to be your end. This, in essence, is going to create the middle of the flower. And you just turn, and as you turn, you'll break down those fibers of the paper. When you get to the end, you'll have a piece, whoops, apologize for that, moving around everywhere. You have this piece, which is designed to go like right in the middle. You can kind of squeeze, just break down the fibers of the paper a little bit more, release the tweezers, and there you have a rose. If you were going to use this on a project, you know, you in essence would be done with your rose, you could just put some hot glue or a glue dot right here to keep that in place and then apply that to your project. In this instance, we're going to unravel all the work that we just did. It's easier, I have found, to do it this way. You're going to get your sucker, and on these suckers, you know, of course, the coating around the sucker is wax. So what I'd like you to do is just kind of tightly go around in a circle that bottom wax. Sometimes they're not so tightly wound. And you're just going to place the sucker right into the middle of that punched hole. Basically kind of maneuvering it into place. You will make your hole at the bottom bigger, and that is okay. And then you'll be left with something like this. We are going to roll this you'll see it kind of goes like this. So that first initial step that we did is kind of important because it gets the flower or the spiral to manipulate the way that we want right around the sucker. So you kind of get it to the point where you want it, and then this little piece, you're going to put a glue dot. I like to use my paper piercer so I can position the glue dot right where I want it to be. And then you're just going to attach it to the side. And your flower is complete. The next step is we'll take this fun flower punch that we're using as leaves. This piece will also act as a stabilizer, so the flower will basically stay in place. And you're going to kind of maneuver that up around the flower. And there. Sometimes if that piece doesn't stay in place, you can put a little glue dot to attach it to the flower so it stays in place. And there you have it. So you're going to repeat that 3 other times. So you want a total of 4 of these flowers to fit in your pot. I'll show you the example again. So I put 4 flowers in the pot. And now I'll talk about the pot. I went to the Dollar Tree, I believe it's called, my local dollar store, and I bought these clay pots. This is what they look like. There's 3 in a package, and of course they're $1. So it's relatively inexpensive to do this project. I did not like the clay color, but you could leave it that if you wanted to. I wanted to make it more Valentine-y, so I decided to paint it pink. And I just used some acrylic paint and a foam paintbrush. This color is Valentine Pink. That's the name of the color. And the brand is Apple Barrel. I think I picked this up at Walmart, but you can pick up paint at any local craft store. All you do is just apply the paint directly to the pot. I did find that you need about 2 coats to cover it and get rid of all of the clay color. It does dry fairly quickly, so you only need maybe 10 minutes of drying time between coats, and then you're good to go to move on to the next step. So once you, like I said, I used 2 coats, but you could definitely use more or less if you like the more vintagey type look. Maybe you only want 1 and want that clay color coming through the pot. Some people like that. That's definitely your choice, up to you. But once you get the pot, the color and consistency that you want, the next step is to apply the Venetian trim or lace to the pot. I use Tombow glue, and I just put a few dots. Apparently this is running out. All around the pot. Just using dots instead of a line of glue kind of helps you maneuver, get the ribbon a little bit straighter, what I found. You'll glue that all around your pot, and where the ribbon overlaps you might need to put a little bit of extra glue. But you, in essence, can put that on. The next step would be I used some burlap ribbon pieces. I'll explain to you how I did that, or how I get that. You're going to take whatever length of burlap ribbon that you want, and then you just cut off the end here because it's stitched, so you can't get to the fibers unless you cut one side off. And then I used my paper piercer, and you just basically pull the pieces of the burlap ribbon apart, and that's how you can use this. You can also use linen thread if you would like. This is just a tiny bit thicker, gives it a more rustic look, so I prefer that. What you are going to do is tie these pieces around your pot over the vintage ribbon. You're just going to tie it into a bow, like so. And while I was at the dollar store, I did buy some floral styrofoam, and I just put that in the middle of the pot, and that helps just secure your roses into the pot. So once you're at this stage, you're basically ready to fill your pot with some crinkle paper just to hide all your misgivings in the middle of the pot, in case you can kind of see through. It's possible you might be able to see through and see that green, but then you would just start inserting all of your flowers around into the pot. And there you have it. The last thing that you basically need to do is add your sentiment. I will put all these dimensions in the description, but this is about a little less than 3/4 of an inch piece by 2.5. So you can just attach a glue dot and attach it there to the leaf, to the flower. You can have it hanging down here. If you wanted to punch a hole and put it through the ribbon, that would be cute too. So you have a couple different options on how you want to finish it off. You could put a different sentiment, like I said. This particular project was for Valentine's Day, but it kind of works for anything. And that is your project. Like I said, will put all the information about how you would get this kit minus the pot in the description box. And I hope you enjoy, and I will see you later.